I'm going live. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That should do it. 7 seconds in. So, what is happening? What is the story? Morning glory. So, this morning, there is a few things I'd like to talk about. So, number 1, bin strike. Number 2, Facebook. Number 3, updates. Again, YouTube are deciding to do updates. Why are we completely bombarded now with YouTube updates? There's enough problems in the world where, so rewind, years and years and years and years and years and years and years ago, Windows 98 was a good operating system. So what Windows is up to these days. So I would like you to drop a chat in the chat to tell me which Windows is the best, which Windows was the worst. For me, personally, I like to look through a window. So, out of respect for my local church, I use Windows 8. So, if you were operating your Windows software on Sunday, you would have got an update. My problem was I updated. I could actually physically say I updated 2 laptops. Yeah, are they laptops? I uploaded my Windows 8 on for my monitoring purposes of live streaming. Then I updated the other church's laptop, which is a tower, which is connected now to the main TV, which will produce words, songs on the TV. So the problem is I updated my Windows 8 for my monitor for live streaming. So I clicked on, after the update, Chrome. I clicked on my Chrome, which I monitor the live stream from. And guess what happened, ladies and gents? If you think about it, an error. So I updated my computer, which I monitor the live stream from, clicked on Google Chrome, and it came up with an error message. Wasn't too sure what the error message was. So my frustration is, if Windows do an update, how much damage will they inflict? One reason I use a Mac for live streaming. They only update every 2 months. So you have a choice of updating or not. So with Windows, you have no choice. It will automatically update your Windows, which can be, pardon the French, a pain in the ass. Next subject. Let's reverse it. Facebook. So for those people who use Facebook on a regular basis, I'm not pointing fingers. I am not going to start. I'll probably have a little rant, but I was watching a stream from Daniel Patel on the dangers of your YouTube account being hacked. It is crucial to make sure you've got all the security measures. So we were given some information. They actually physically said on this stream, when this stream finishes, or when you've got time during the stream, take your main email address that you use on a regular basis and type in the email address in Google. So I did this, and the first link, ladies and gents, guess what it was? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Facebook. Clicked on it. Guess what it was, ladies and gents? Fast forward or rewind. I had my email address and Facebook account hacked. So apparently, according to Facebook, they were sending me an email saying your Prime email address has been changed. And then I had this message from the hacker to say, type in this code and I'll be able to talk to you on blah, 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 blah. So I wasn't really paying attention to what was happening. So by the time I clicked on this link, my messenger completely stopped working. I sent a message to the person I was talking to and saying, my messenger has stopped working. So the hacker who was hacking me at the time said, okay, that's all right, don't worry about that. As long as I can speak to you on Facebook. And by the time I sent that message to Facebook, I was talking to the hacker at the time on Facebook. I didn't realize until Facebook said, you are now locked out of your own account. Someone's took control of it. And guess what happened in the next 24 hours? People on my Facebook, original Facebook, got message after message after message after message saying, I think what it was at least 2 months worth of text messages that I sent to people in that period. And the profile picture changed, the name changed. So fast forward, after typing in my email address in Google, people would probably remember me on Facebook during lockdown. I created a page and a group, Life on the Bench. So what happens is I type in my email address in Google, Facebook appears, first link, click, Life on the Bench, created by myself, blah, blah, blah. And guess what happened, ladies and gents? It was telling me that I was somewhere around the corner from where I lived, right? It actually told me that I was on a main road round the corner from where I live. First shock. Second shock was that it was in a different language altogether. So these guys who were telling me about your main email address, type it in Google, and the first reaction was, come off Facebook. Cut a long story short, if your email address appears in Google and the first link is Facebook, you are a victim or would be a victim of hackers. So my immediate thought was, stuff this, Jack. I'm deactivating my Facebook account permanently. Right? So the next question on this stream to defend your account from hackers is to make sure your YouTube account isn't the same as your Facebook account. Totally different email altogether. And we were instructed on a regular basis to almost every 2 months, every 3 months, to physically update your password on a regular basis. If you actually physically use, like I do, Outlook, .com, whatever it is, Outlook, anything to do with Outlook, it actually physically says every 72 days, work out 72 days, ladies and gents. It's almost touching every 3 months, update your password. You have a choice of clicking this on saying, please remind me to update my password every 72 days. So that's what I used to do on a regular basis. When I got this notification, it's time to update your password. So YouTube, I actually physically, after the stream, typed in my email address for YouTube. And I was quite surprised that there was no results. So I actually thank God for that Sunday afternoon stream. Protect your YouTube account. The stream was based on previous accounts being hacked. So there's a guy on a regular basis comes up on my stream saying blah 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 is going live. Please notify yourself and get the important updates of this information. It is vital. So my suggestion to you today is, if you've got a Facebook account and a YouTube account and you use the same email address, please change your email address separate. So I just got a notification from Kent Street Community Church, and the list of preachers are now available. So what happens is now, ladies and gents, I am now going to not end this stream yet, but I've still got one more subject. So in my communication, my what's it called now? Community feed, I will now, after this stream, after the last subject, which is actually in the description. So if you are watching, you know which subject I am going to speak about. So the next thing you'll see in my communication community feed will be a screenshot of November preachers through the month. So very, very excited to see people this week in the chat. So they were talking on a completely subject was, you probably know. So I'm not going into this subject at the moment now. So my last subject of today is where I live. Most people physically know where I live, but they don't know where I live. This is what you should know about advertising your location on any social media. It is a complete no-no, and if you actually give away your location, you could get stalkers. You could get people ringing you up, people according to my phone, that should be on silent. We had a little problem. Don't want to go into detail. Subject of people's phones going off during the services. There is a note on the pulpit to say, please turn off your phone or place on silent. There is people where halfway through the service, phones are going off. So the only people who have their phones on have the right, because basically there's people in my congregation who have people who rely on notifications. So people like the older generation will have somebody at home who is not feeling too well. So basically, it's in case of emergency. There is if you've got an in case of an emergency, subject change. you should have on your contact list a word called ice. I in I in C case E emergency. Ice in case of an emergency. So there was one person who had to have their phone on during the service because it is very important that this person gets that phone call. So there was an incident in church where an actual phone went off during the service before the worship. So after somebody prayed, there was silence, and then there was and I thought, oh my days, can people turn off their phone if it's not in case of an emergency? Right, swiftly moving on. Right, most of you know the location where I live. So I don't want to go into detail, but in my area at the moment, bins. The bin men are on strike. So they are expecting a pay rise, which is reasonable. So they are now having, this is what's happening in where I am at a certain time. Tomorrow, they are physically going to drop their bags outside a certain place at a certain time. They have there's a message on social media to take your bin sack to a place somewhere in my local area at a certain time tomorrow, and everybody with a bin sack will take it to this particular place. Don't know when, there's no time, but tomorrow there will be people with bin sacks taking themselves to this place to place a bin sack outside somewhere in my local area. So they are standing against the strike. So I don't know what's going to happen. So the idea now is everybody's going to take the bin sack and take it to this place, dump it. I think what it is, there is a rumour that there is a bin lorry going to this particular place and filling the rubbish up in this bin lorry and then dumping it outside where this meeting for bin strike is. So I don't know. I don't know what the situation is going to be. It's going to be there is a meeting there, a meeting somewhere in my local area. Everybody probably know where it is. So they're encouraged to take their bin sack to this place. There is a rumour of a bin lorry going to this place and dumping all their waste in the bin lorry and then dumping it out. So basically, somebody has decided to knock on somebody's door and say, let's get this situation sorted, or I'm coming round with my bin sack and I'm going to dump it outside your house. That's what's happening. So give us what we want, or there's a bin sack going to be outside your house. Seriously, going to be dumping a bin sack outside somebody's house tomorrow. And it's, thank God it's not mine, because there is enough going on in the world at the moment. And basically, someone's had just basically said, look, do whatever you want, as long as it's legal and you have the right to stand up for your bin to be emptied on a regular basis. So I'm hoping that they're not going to be dumping a bin sack outside my house, but where everybody's encouraged to take the bin sack, take it to somebody's, and it's not a house. It's somebody, not me. So somebody said, come and take your bin sack, dump it outside this place, and stand there and say, defend the bin strike. Anyway, everybody is happy. The subjects have been said. So I'm going to love you and leave you. And do thank you again for tuning in. And as my friend would say, on your way out, hit the like button, share it with a friend, and then let's get the information out, kids. There could be something on Google about it. So if you type in bin strike, you probably understand where I am, and take your bin sack and dump it tomorrow outside somebody's house and let them deal with it. Say, give us what we want, or a bin sack will be outside your house tomorrow morning, and there'll be so many bin sacks you will not be able to get through your door tomorrow. That's how bad it is, ladies and gents. So thank you again for tuning in. Give it a like, share it with a friend, and don't forget your bin sack. And stream.